کنفرانس در پارلمان اروپا، بروکسل. سیاست جدید در قبال ایران با تمرکز بر مردم و مقاومت ایران.
سخنرانی‌های پروفسور آلخو ویدال کوادراس، رئیس کمیته بین المللی در جستجوی عدالت، نایب رئیس پارلمان اروپا 1999 تا 2014. ماتی تونین، عضو کمیسیون خارجی پارلمان اروپا، وزیر دفاع و معاون نخست وزیر اسلوونی 2020-2022، رئیس پارلمان 2018. ریچارد چارنسکی، وزیر پیشین امور اروپایی لهستان، نایب رئیس پارلمان اروپا 2018. پاولو کازاکا و دورین روکماکر.
پروفسور آلخو ویدال کوادراس. تلاش وحشیانه رژیم ایران برای به سکوت کشاندن من شکست خورد. این تلاش برای ترساندن کسانی صورت گرفت که جرأت می‌کنند در کنار مردم ایران در مبارزهشان برای آزادی بایستند، اما آنها به طرز فجیعی شکست خوردند. سازمان مجاهدین یک نیروی مشروع و مردمی برای ایران آزاد و دموکراتیک است و من در این باور تنها نیستم. 137 رهبر جهانی حمایت خود را از مجاهدین و اعضای آنها در اشرف 3 اعلام کردند و نقش مقاومت را در پیشبرد دموکراسی و عدالت برای ایران به رسمیت شناختند. برنامه 10 ماده‌ای همراه با شبکه اجتماعی گسترده مجاهدین و گسترش کانون‌های شورشی در ایران نشان می‌دهد برخلاف ادعاهای رژیم ایران، حامیان مماشات و برخی از تحلیلگران، یک جایگزین واقعی دموکراتیک با ریشه‌های قوی در جامعه ایران و حمایت گسترده در میان ایرانیان خارج از کشور وجود دارد. مردم ایران خواسته خود را برای تغییر دموکراتیک به طرز آشکاری بیان کردند، همانطور که در قیام‌های متعدد و شعار معروف مردمی که در خیابان‌های بسیاری از شهرهای ایران طنین انداز شد: مرگ بر ستمگر، چه شاه باشه چه رهبر.
Dear Madam President, dear Mariam Rajavi, honorable members of this Parliament, dear friends, it is a great privilege to stand before you today, nearly 1 year after the attempt on my life on 9th November 2023. This attempt was orchestrated by criminals working for the Iranian regime, a regime that has become notorious for exporting terror and violence beyond its borders. The reason for this attack, you all know, everybody knows, it was clear my unwavering support for Iran's democratic opposition, the People's Mujahideen of Iran and the National Council of Resistance of Iran over the past 2 decades. During my 15 years as Vice President of this House of the European Parliament, I stood proudly with the Iranian people in their fight for freedom and democracy. The Iranian regime's brutal attempt to silence me, fortunately, has failed. And I want them to know something. I've told them several times, but it's always good that they listen to that again. This brutal attempt to silence me has only strengthened my resolve. For decades, the regime has waged a well-funded disinformation campaign to discredit the PMOI and isolate their supporters. But having witnessed their work firsthand, as many of other members of the parliament here present, I know the PMOI is a legitimate popular force for a free and democratic Iran. And I am not alone in this perception. 137 world leaders affirmed their support for the PMOI and their members in Ashraf III, recognizing the resistance role in advancing democracy and justice for Iran. The members of parliament present in this room and all sitting in this house, I want to urge you, join this global movement and reject the regime's lies. The Iranian dictatorship relentlessly attacks on the PMOI are a testament to their fear of a well-organized and popular resistance that threatens their malignant hold on power. Some people, some of them among the European political class, are afraid of the regime. Well, I have a proposal to all of you. Let fear change side. When working with the Iranian resistance, I have seen the remarkable courage of the PMOI members who risk their lives every day for a better future for the country. I have seen their commitment to the 10-point plan that envisions a secular, democratic, and non-nuclear Iran, a plan that champions human rights, gender equality, and the separation of religion from the state. This vision reflects the values we all hold dear and offers hope, and not just for Iran, but also for the stability and security of the region, of Europe, and of the whole world. This 10-point plan, along with the PMOI's vast social network and expanding resistance units in Iran, shows that, contrary to the claims purported by the Iranian regime, proponents of the appeasement and some Iran pundits, there exists a true democratic alternative with a strong roots in the Iranian society and wide support among Iranian diaspora. For decades, the Iranian regime has advanced the false narrative that there is no viable option rather than the mullahs, and that so the European Union's best option is to reach a compromise and understanding with the regime. The Iranian people have made their demand for democratic change clear, as demonstrated by the many uprisings since 2018 and the popular slogan that was chanted in the streets of many Iranian cities, down with the oppressor, be it the Shah or the supreme leader. Yet some forces now attempt to hijack this movement to promote themselves and to distort the true aspirations of the Iranian people. These forces are opportunistic and fake, seeking to mislead the international community at a critical juncture in Iran's history. The Iranian people seek a democratic republic, and the NCRI 10-point plan delivers and secures this demand. There has been an alarming deterioration in the situation of human rights in Iran, including the rapid rise in the number of executions since the new president, Masoud Pezeshkian, took office in August 2024. And even some Western media welcome the so-called election of Pezeshkian as moderate. If he's the moderate, how are the others, you know? It's a real shame. It's incredible, this lack of reality. Amnesty International, in its latest annual report, stated that 74% of all executions worldwide in 2023 have been carried out in Iran. 74% of all executions worldwide in Iran. The Iranian regime is a pitiless killing machine. The attempt on my life was not just an attack on one individual. It was a calculated attack on the principles of freedom, justice, and democracy that we all hold dear. It was an attempt to intimidate those of us who dare to stand with the Iranian people in their fight of liberty. But this attempt has failed, and that's why you are all here. They have failed miserably. I am here, alive. We are all here, more determined than ever to continue our support for the noble cause of the freedom and democracy of the Iranian people. In closing, I thank you for standing by me during this difficult time. Your support reaffirms my belief that together we can champion the Iranian people's aspirations for a free and democratic future. Let us not be silent in the face of tyranny. Let us stand with the people of Iran and their legitimate resistance until final victory. Thank you.
ماتی تونین. برخی محافل سیاسی در حال ترویج آلترناتیوهای جعلی هستند و ادعا می کنند پسر شاه سابق جایگزینی برای رژیم حاکم است. آنها سعی می کنند مردم ایران را متقاعد کنند که انتخابشان محدود به دیکتاتوری گذشته و استبداد مذهبی حاکم است. آنها می گویند از آنجا که بازگشت به گذشته ممکن نیست، مردم باید وضعیت فعلی را بپذیرند. اما مردم ایران به آینده‌ای آزاد، دموکراتیک و شکوفا چشم دوخته‌اند.
After such strong speeches it is difficult to start, but anyway, Madam Rajavi, dear Alejo, it is a great pleasure to have you here in the European Parliament. Your messages today were very strong and clear, and it is our duty to expose Iranian regime and their violations of human rights, and to cherish Iranian people who are sacrificing their lives every day. We have certain political circles who want to present so-called solution to the Iranian people, which is in fact misleading. These forces are promoting fake alternatives by saying that the son of a former Shah is the alternative to the current regime. They are attempting to convince the Iranian people that their choice is limited to the dictatorship of the past and the current religious tyranny. They are suggesting that since there is no way back to the past, the people should simply accept the status quo. But the Iranian people are looking towards the future of a free, democratic and prosperous Iran. Madam Rajavi, you have repeatedly stated that the goal of your struggle is not the seize of the power, but to ensure the Iranian people the right to freely choose their own government. So you want to give Iranian people the opportunity to decide how they want to wish to live. We Slovenians, we were fighting 35 years ago for the right to decide on our own future, and the same I wish today for the Iranian people. Nothing more and nothing less. So this must be the position of all true democrats in Europe and all over the world. Thank you.
پائولو کازاکا: معتقدم هرگز تا این حد به پایان این رژیم نزدیک نبوده ایم. ما باید از مردم ایران حمایت کنیم و نشان بدهیم که راه حل وجود دارد. مقاومتی وجود دارد که آماده است و برنامه‌ای بسیار روشن برای آزادی و دموکراسی در این کشور دارد.
Thank you very much for the invitation. Dear Madam President Mariam Rajavi, my dearest colleague Alekho, it's really warming my heart to see so many members of the European Parliament here gathered, showing so much strength in support of a free and democratic Iran. 2 decades ago, I was among you. I was with Alekho, with Struan and many others, starting here a campaign for supporting the Iranian people. We did face a very harsh response from the Iranian regime, and no one else received it as harsh as Alekho, as we all know. I do think that we have never been so close to the end of this regime. It is therefore absolutely necessary that all of us, we stand together, we support the Iranian people, and we show that the way is there, the resistance is there, it is prepared, it has a very clear program for freedom and democracy in this country. And this Parliament has to continue to support this message as strongly as possible. Thank you very much for your invitation, and please continue. We will certainly win this struggle.
ریچارد چارنسکی. خانم رجوی، مطمئنم که شما در این مبارزه بزرگ برای آزادی پیروز خواهید شد. ما همیشه و در هر زمان و مکانی از شما حمایت می‌کنیم.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, dear Madam Rajavi, dear friends from the European Parliament, from Iran. Thank you for inviting me for this very prestigious, very important, and I hope influential meeting. 20 years we fought also with my friend Alekho Vīdal Quadras here in this house about free Iran, about freedom in this very important country, about freedom for Iranian women, about human rights in Iran. And very shortly after this extremely important and excellent speeches, I would like to say we stand united. I'm sure that you, Madam Rajavi, will win this big battle, big fight about freedom. We wish you and we support you every time and everywhere. Thank you.
دورین رکماکر. خانم مریم رجوی اینجاست چون برنامه‌ای برای ایران دموکراتیک دارد و این بسیار مهم است که این برنامه هرچه زودتر اجرا شود.
First of all, I would like to thank Ms. Mariam Rajavi for coming to the European Parliament and for inviting us all here. I think it's very important not only for peace in Iran, but also for peace in Europe and for peace in the whole world, that there is peace and democracy in Iran. And you are the one who can organize that, and we are here to support you. The Iranian people can do it on their own, but they need our support, and they need that we do not support the criminal regime that is in Iran, the one in power right now. So it is very important. And I would like to thank all my colleagues and former colleagues here for being here, because being here is, I think, plays a big role, right? It's very important. And being for you here is very important. But the European Commission must understand and realize that it is very important that the IRGC gets on the list of terrorist organizations, and that we do not support the appeasement policy that is now there for the European Commission, because it does not help. And as Mariam Rajavi stated already, she is not here to get the power in Iran. She is here because she has a plan for a democratic Iran. And it's very, very important for the whole wide world that it will be instated as soon as possible. So let's all continue to support her. And, I wish you all the best, Mariam Rajavi, and I'm very grateful that you sacrificed so much in your struggle against the Iranian regime. Thank you.